What's up, Facebook? I am about to make some fresh dandelion juice. Let me get y'all together so y'all can see everything. Y'all know I like showing y'all how I do my thug thizzle. Let me get my juicer put together. Fresh dandelion juice today, and I'm going to be using my dandelion for dandelion lemonade. I'm also going to be using it to make a fresh pressed juice with the dandelion in it. So that's what I'm about to do. Where is my screw top? What's up, y'all? We're juicing again. I'm going to be doing some fresh dandelion for those of you who are just coming in. And I'm going to be using my dandelion juice for a variety of different recipes. I have purchased, I got it in the sink cleaning, but I'll show you. I got fresh dandelion greens. So I'm in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I got my dandelion greens from Meijer, but you can also find them at Whole Foods. So if you have a Whole Foods local to you, then you can definitely use Whole Foods. But we're going to be juicing the fresh dandelion leaves, and I'm going to be making like a concentrated bottle of that so that I can like use it in a variety of different recipes. Greetings, guys. Greetings to everyone who just joined. Hey, Lena. Hi, Rich Lamar, and whoever else. I can't really see everybody, but that's what we're about to do. We're about to make some fresh dandelion juice. What did I do with my bowls? Okay, those are out. Alright, so we're about to get started. I know that you guys have seen me juice before, and every time that I do juicing videos, I get questions about what type of juicer do I have, etc., etc. And this is an Omega J8008 Chrome. It's a slow juicer, also called a masticating style juicer. So this works by chewing the juices out of your fruits and your vegetables versus spinning like a really fast blender, which is a centrifugal style juicer, and those are the ones that like sit upright and have like the big mouths that you can just drop stuff down. So let's get started. Let me drain this water out. But we're going to be doing fresh dandelion juice today. Now, if any of you guys have ever tasted my fresh pressed juices, I know that I showcased them maybe like once or twice when I did a vegan food pop-up. And one of the juices that I showcased that had the dandelion in it was my iron tonic. And so in that juice, I used fresh dandelion, apple, and lemon. That is an excellent combination for the digestive tract, for the liver, the kidneys, because dandelion is one of those bitter herbs. I'm going to go ahead and start juicing. But it's one of those bitter herbs. And the bitterness helps to stimulate the production of bile, and bile is a bodily fluid that kind of helps stimulate digestion of fats, as well as helps to get, the bowels moving. So when it comes to juicing leafy greens like this, slow juicers are probably more effective than using one of the other style juicers that I was just talking about earlier. And as you can see, I literally just throw them in there. I don't chop this up. I just kind of let this thing do its thing. And you should be able to like see it start coming out in the bottom. Now this is a very concentrated juice, so this is not something that is going to taste like strawberries or bananas. It's going to have like a pretty earthy, bitter flavor to it. I don't mind it much, but it seems to mellow out very well with apples and lemons. And so that's why I kind of created the combination of the iron tonic, is what I call it. And that's one of the combinations of the juices that I share inside of that 21-day detox. I know a couple of you guys have already gotten your copy, and I know someone started their detox like yesterday. So I'm excited to see how they like the juice recipes. Now, this bundle that I got was a nice size bundle. It's not going to create a ton of juice because, as you guys know, leafy vegetation does not have as much juice in it as fruits and vegetables, certain vegetables may have them. So it's not like this whole container is going to be filled up, but because this is so concentrated and because the flavor is so potent, I could literally make a ton of juices blended with this. Like I'm thinking about doing some dandelion lemonade, my lemonade, my tonic that I was just telling you about with the apples. I can even throw this back straight, like it doesn't bother me. But I prefer to enjoy when I drink it, so that's why I like to mix it with other fruits. But you guys are probably going to be seeing me juice a lot more often now that the weather is changing and it's starting to get cold outside. In the winter times, I struggle with eating a lot of fresh fruit because fruit is cooling to the body, so it makes you colder. And then with it already being like cold outside, it just really doesn't make you want to eat fruit. So one of the big things that I do when wintertime approaches is I do a ton of juicing, and that is my way of getting my nutrients in, getting my fresh fruits in, and making sure that I am staying properly hydrated through the winter months. Otherwise, I can get really crunchy in the winter. And then I also do a ton of smoothies, even though smoothies are cold as well, but it's easier for me to do that. I do tons of citrus. Like, these are my secrets to helping me stay on track in the wintertime. Yes, please, mixed with the lavender. I don't think that this would taste very good with the lavender. Total different flavor palettes. I think that this would totally mess it up. But this by itself with the lemons would make an excellent drink. I've heard people do it before. They call it, dandelion lemonade. And then I personally like to sweeten my lemonade with maple syrup. I like the flavor that maple syrup gives it. So like when I make my own batch of lemonade, I use maple syrup. But I know that everybody's palate doesn't enjoy that flavor, so I don't know, but that's how I like mine. So when I make lavender lemonade for myself, I sweeten mine with the maple syrup. And then sometimes I also put activated charcoal in my lemonade as well. Are you guys familiar with activated charcoal? Let me see if I got some in my cabinet. I can show you what it looks like. Okay, I do. But it's in a bottle. But you can buy it in its loose form in a powder. And it's really just like this really black powder. It's literally charcoal. Charcoal from coconut husk that's been powderized, and you can use it to, you can ingest it actually. And activated charcoal works by grabbing toxins and extracting them so that they can be flushed out of the body. So I like to sometimes put that in my lemonade as well, so that I have like a detox drink. What do you do with the remains after you're done juicing? With these, you could totally make compost out of it, or you can just discard it. I don't use it for anything in particular. And then because my actual compost bin right now is full, and I need to get it restarted because all of my nutrients and soil have actually turned, well, not soil, but all of the food and stuff has turned into what we would call worm casting. So it's now time for me to like clean my bin out and start it over, because there's like no more raw materials left for it to actually turn it into the worm casting. So I've been kind of lazy with my garden here lately. Everything's kind of dying now because the weather is changing. I do still have leafy greens growing, but maybe I'll do that when I'm finished with this. I'll go out there and get that together, because I'm kind of sick of looking at my little dead plants. I got a small amount of harvest this year. For me to be a first timer with gardening, I was able to get some lemon cucumbers, some regular cucumbers, some kale, some Swiss chard. What else did I get? I was using herbs that I had grown. I did get an acorn squash, and I haven't eaten that one yet, so that one's still chilling and hanging out. What else was I able to harvest this year from my own garden? Some peppers. I'm looking out there now. Some spinach. Did I use some spinach? Yeah, I think I used some spinach. I had some green beans. And then I still got I forgot about them. I was supposed to put them in my soup. I'll do it on my next soup. But I got some okra that I need to do. Damn, squirrels keep stealing my greens, especially my kale. Well, see, my kale got infested with caterpillars, and I like cut the whole thing off. Like, I was freaking out because at first I thought it was mold, but I came to realize that the little black specks that I saw was just their poop. So I like literally cut my whole little tree down. Well, not my tree, but my whole little my little kale plant. But it ended up growing back, and it's doing good. So I never even really got to harvest it yet, but I'll be able to harvest it. Let me look at it. Yeah, I can harvest it. I might put it in my next soup that I make. I think that's the only thing that has helped me is that mine is on my balcony, so I'm like off the ground. So that's kind of saved me from some bugs and rodents, you know, coming and eating my stuff, even though I do have squirrels that come up from time to time. And they be up here snooping, trying to find something to get into. Alright, so that was like my last piece of dandelion. I guess I'll start on these apples then, because I got tons of apples, you guys. Tons of apples. But I want to show you how much juice this produced. I'm going to let it keep going for a second. And I'm going to scooch this back some so I can get my apples out the refrigerator. And just keep spitting out pulp. I don't know why I moved the bowl. So I got a ton of Granny Smith apples. I think I'm going to use those instead of my red apples. I'm going to save my red apples for something else. Or do I have another? I was going to do a beet juice, but my beets got old. And I don't think I want them no more. So I think, oh, I just got a ton of apples. Like, I went crazy on apples. So I'm about to juice these. You know, I got to wash them up first. I need a juicer like that. I have a masticating juicer. That's the same kind of juicer I have, a masticating style juicer. The other style is the centrifugal style, which is the bigger one. And that one has like the big mouth on it where you can literally drop a whole apple. That's not the kind that I have. I have a slow juicer, as they call it, or a masticating style. But I'm pretty happy with it. Like in my last video, I was kind of talking about the differences between the slow juicers versus the centrifugal style juicers and which one is best for what situation. And I pretty much recommended that if you're going to juice every single day and you don't want to have to like chop veggies and stuff, that you would probably want to get a centrifugal style juicer. Oh no. I hate when I drop stuff straight on my cutting board because it can stain it because it's wood. Alright, so this is all the dandelion juice that we got. It doesn't seem like it's a lot, but like I said, all it takes is a couple tablespoons per juice that you make. Or blend that you make. So that is a ton. I need to strain it to make sure there are no little particular pieces in there. And then I'm going to put it in a jar and set it to the side. Let me do that without making a mess. Why don't I get as much juice and my pineapple much more than juice? Well, when it comes to using what am I doing, y'all? Did y'all just notice that I'm just like pouring this into the thing and I didn't even strain it yet? I'm tripping. Get it together, Keela. Oh, let me rinse this out. Let's start over. But what I was going to say, I was mentioning this too the last time I had went live and I was juicing, but there's like a strategy that you have to follow when you're juicing. Otherwise, you will get a lot of mush and stuff in your juice. And you usually have to start with your soft fruits first and then finish your juicing with your hardest fruits or vegetables. So you can't, I'm not going to say you can't just juice pineapple by itself and then be done with it. But it is going to clog up your juicer, and it's going to take longer for you to extract all the nutrients out of it. So when I juice pineapple, I tend to use a combination of other fruits along with it to kind of help push it out. Otherwise, it's going to get stuck. And I'll have to stop like in the middle of juicing and scrape out my filter and then come back and finish it up. Alright, so this is all my fresh dandelion juice. And I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on it and set it to the side. And like I said, I'm going to use this to make several different juice blends and some dandelion lemonade. Because your girl's been slacking for real. I'm actually about to drink whatever's left in this little thing. I'm going to just pour some fresh distilled water in it. That's another thing, guys. If you haven't already, do invest in a water distiller so that you can have purified water at home. Tastes like grass. That's what it tastes like. Let me wash it. For those of you who are watching, like, ew, she's putting her lips on and stuff. Like, I'm making juice for myself, nobody else, but it's my kitchen. But I'm going to go ahead and clean this anyway. So we'll be ready for our next juice blend. So we're going to do some apples. I'm just putting some of my bleach water in here. I'm old school, okay? So when it comes to like washing fruits and vegetables, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get into all of that buying specialized fruit washes. I just throw some vinegar in here. Sometimes I'll put some hydrogen peroxide in the sink with them. I might use a little bit of bleach water and just rinse them off real good. That's pretty much what I do. And then when you're working with apples, like if you're going to be eating the skins and stuff off of apples, you can actually throw boiling water on them, and that'll help get the waxes off of them. Let's see. It says, how do you feel about sage water? I love adding it to juice. I've actually personally never juiced sage before. I eat it with, when I like a soup I just made the other day. I put sage in it. Fresh sage. Dang, that was hard. Alright, so saw my apple. So another kitchen gadget that you should invest in is apple core. It just makes things so much easier. I don't peel my apples when I juice them because the skins are going to be released anyway. So I just give them a good cleaning and then go from there. And I'm going to juice all of this. Now I'm going to tell you a trick. When you're juicing apples, apples oxidize really quickly, meaning that when they are exposed to oxygen, they will start turning brown. The juice will also start turning brown. So in order to avoid that, I recommend that you juice a lemon or a lime first and add that to the container where your apple juice is going to go, and then start juicing your apples. Otherwise, your juice is going to oxidize too quickly and it is going to start turning brown. This is also why when you see apple juice in the grocery store, it has kind of like a brown tint to it because it is oxidized. So just keep in mind that fruit, when it's intact and it's still like in its shell, I don't want to say it's its shell, but the skin is kind of like a shell and it keeps it covered, almost like a jacket or something. And once you expose it to the air, that starts to break down the molecules and the nutrients and the enzymes in the food. So you want to eat it when it's fresh. This is why fresh fruits and fresh vegetables are superior to eating anything that has been cooked or that has been left sitting out for a long time or that has been dried. This is also why I know a lot of people don't like leftover food, because once something has set and cooled and been cooked and then refrigerated and then reheated and blah 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 blah, like all of that is just continuing to cook out nutrients from that food. So the simplest and easiest thing that you can do, my friends, is eat more fresh fruit. Eat more fresh fruits and vegetables. Make them fresh. Eat them fresh. Don't try to hold on to stuff for too long. This is why, you know, on my lifestyle, I go to the grocery store kind of often. I go to the grocery store maybe 2 times a week, maybe 3, depending on how much I buy. And I've worked that into just my schedule. Like a lot of people, when they think about going plant-based and eating a more healthier diet, the first thing that they talk about is, oh, I don't have time for this, or I don't have time for that. And it's just like, you have to make time for what's important to you. If you have time right now to go to the grocery store and buy Fruit Loops and toaster strudels and scrambled eggs and things of that nature, then you got time to go to the grocery store to buy apples and strawberries and pineapples and papayas and things of that nature. And you just eat it more frequently, so you need to replenish it more often. Like, we got to start making these things a priority. People always say, I don't have time to cook vegan food because it's going to take too long. No, it doesn't. If you have time to make a roast beef or a pot roast or spaghetti or taco salad, you have time to make a vegan version of that. It's just about learning how to navigate your way around the kitchen using plant-based ingredients. Uh-oh, this one slid on me. So, I'm letting y'all know y'all got time. So make time for it. And have fun. Like, make it fun. I used to have a very demanding corporate job that required me to travel about 70% of the time. And I would have to travel outside of the country or to different states, and I would be gone for like 2 and 3 weeks at a time. And during all of this, I was still on my vegan diet. So if I can maintain my vegan diet while traveling and being in foreign countries, then you can do it while still sitting your butt at home. You can do it. You just gotta adapt. I used to carry I bought a knife that I could travel with. That's why I got so many cutting boards, because I bought special cutting boards that I could take with me when I would travel. I used to bring certain spices with me so that I could cook in my room. I bought a travel size blender so that I could have smoothies no matter where I went. What else did I used to do to make traveling convenient for me and staying on my diet? Oh, and then also researching, restaurants and things like that are in your area that cater to your diet. And that's how I made it work. And then I would go to the grocery store when I would get to that place, and I would buy things and make sandwiches and stuff like that, and I would have my little smoothies. And then when I actually I used to have to go to Mexico a lot for my job. And they have some really good tropical fruits down there. And it was for the low. So all I needed was just a cooler. So I would buy me a little cheap cooler from the store when I would get there. And then I would fill it up with ice every day. And then I would go to their big tropical fruit markets, and I would just buy all type of stuff. Soursop, pineapples, papayas, all kind of stuff. Real oranges that aren't orange, they're actually green with the seeds and stuff intact. Like, that was what I was buying. Like, did you know that oranges are actually green? Like, they actually have the color of a lime. They're not really orange. Like, I encourage everyone, if you can, to travel outside of the country and experience real native fruits and vegetables from different parts of the world, so that you can experience what real fruits and vegetables look like that haven't been tampered with. Because a lot of stuff that is available to us here in the States, it's been tampered with. It's not in its natural state no more. So until you've tasted real stuff, I'm telling you, you're gonna be looking at stuff differently. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Something ain't right about this. Like, you can probably find soursop here in the States, but it ain't gonna be right. It's gonna be hard as heck, and it's gonna cost you like $15 for one of them. But in Mexico, I was buying soursop for like $2 and $3, big ones. And the crazy part is I got a little family down there that I call them my Mexican mom and dad, and when I would go and visit them, I introduced them to soursop, and it's like, y'all live here, y'all have access to this stuff every day, and they were never eating it. So we were making smoothies and stuff out of it, and their pineapples taste different. I don't know if any of you guys watching have ever traveled outside of the U.S. and have had a pineapple from another country. Like, their pineapples tasted so amazing. Like, I was just killing their pineapples. They almost taste like they have a hint of like coconut or something in them. I don't know. But I was eating them bad boys I like pineapple a lot. So I was killing them. Alright, so now I'm juicing apples. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm doing. Let me switch and move it back over. Alright, there we go. So now I'm doing my green apples. Ooh, I forgot that I don't have a ton of jars right now. We're gonna have to make it work. So I only like drink out of jars. I don't have like any plastic cups in my house. And then sometimes I'll be giving them away to people. And my collection is dwindling. But I also reuse jars too. Like when I buy certain things that come in jars, I reuse them. Like that's an easy way for me to be eco-friendly. And I save money doing it that way. Like when you start thinking about how wasteful it is when we be wanting to buy all of this new stuff, it's just like, for what? Like every time I buy salsa or something, it comes in a glass jar. Like that could be used for something. Versus going and buying containers, plastic containers for stuff. I don't know. I just wish that it was more socially acceptable to be eco-friendly. You guys have any questions about anything? So my apples are starting to mush up a little bit. So depending on how well they go through. I forgot to put my lemon in here. So I got some lemons over here. Hold on, y'all. Yes, I do. Oh, I forgot. My hand squeezer broke yesterday, y'all. I was so sorry. My hand squeezer that I used to squeeze my citrus, it broke yesterday. That's how you know I used that thing too much. So I gotta go get another one. So now I gotta hand squeeze this. Now, you know, I'm just running through this juicer. So when you're juicing citrus fruit, you literally have to cut like all the skins off. Otherwise, the oils from the citrus peel are going to end up in your juice and it's going to alter the flavor. The juice from the lemon pulp versus the oils in the skin have a very different flavor. It's going to make it taste bitter if you leave the skins on. And that's why I don't like juicing citrus fruit in my juicer, because this is extra prep work that I just don't care to do. So I would rather just use my hand squeezer and just squeeze it through there. Alright, so I'm adding the juice of the lemon to my apple juice to again help prevent it from oxidizing as I juice it and to keep it from turning brown. I need to give me some almond butter so I can eat some of my sweet apples as a snack, because that's also something else that I like to do. There's this one almond butter that I like so much, but it literally costs like $20. Like, I'm not kidding y'all. It's like $20 now. They don't even sell it at the store no more. I used to be able to find it at Jungle Gyms, and I think it was like $14 for a little jar of it. They stopped carrying it. And now when I go look on the website, it's almost like $18, $19 some dollars for it. And I just dropped the apple somewhere. But, well, I can't remember. I don't know. I think the brand is JEM. I think that's the brand name of it. And it has maca in it, maca root, cinnamon. It's an almond butter, and then I think it has a little bit of like coconut oil or something. It is so delicious. And I just dropped pulp in my juice. It's so bomb. I need to just go ahead and look at the ingredients and try to create my own version of it, because the girl ain't about to spend $20 on it, but I really want some like right now. That's why I need me a Vitamix, so I can start making nut butters, because the blender I got can't handle that. So if anybody watching want to buy me a Vitamix, I will gladly receive it. Those are investments. The one I want costs like $700. Yeah, that's a car note for a fancy car. Alright, we're almost done with these apples. I'm going to add more lemon as well. Any questions? No, you guys are just watching. No questions about juicing, the benefits of juicing, nothing. Is anyone watching own a juicer? And if so, what is your favorite combination of fruits or vegetables? Alright, apples are done. Let me go get some more lemon. Oh no, one of my lemons is bad. I hate that because that makes me like want to throw that whole damn bag away. Like, I'm so finicky when it comes to fruit and vegetables. Like, if something is wrong, I like mess around and throw the whole thing away because I'm just weird like that. What do you do with your pulp? This is the apple pulp can really go to my worm bin. I've noticed that the worms in my worm bin, they don't really like vegetables. Like, I've given them stuff like broccoli and stuff, and it has taken them a very long time to break that down. So I have learned that they prefer fruit. So the apples will probably be good for them, but actually no, I can't give them this because it has citrus on it, and citrus is really not good for worms. They don't really like acidic stuff. So I'll probably just dump this. It'll turn back to soil. But I do have a worm bin outside of my apartment, and I put my scraps in there and let them eat it, and they turn it back into soil. And I have a whole bin full of, we call it worm castings. So that is the perfect food source for plants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my bin out. I'm going to scoop out all my worms, and I might start a new bin for them. And then what they produced this summer, I'll store it away until next season when I'm ready to grow some more stuff, and then I'll have my own natural fertilizer and plant food that they created for me. So we got that. Alright. So I'm putting the last of my lemon in there. I don't even know what made me get green apples, because usually I don't even do the green apples. I do the sweet ones. Alright. So this is done. Can you eat the pulp, or is it pretty much nutrient and flavorless? No, you can eat it. I actually see people who actually like to take pulp that they've made from juices and vegetables, and they'll use a dehydrator and make like raw crackers and stuff out of it. I don't think particularly this combination of stuff that I have here would make a good cracker, but I mean, hey, whatever floats they boat. But mostly this is when people do like a lot of like carrot juice or celery juice and things like that. I personally don't juice a lot of those because I'm not a carrot juice fan, and I definitely do not like celery. I have learned to tolerate it in a juice blend that I made, but outside of that, I will not drink straight celery juice or eat it. So I don't want it. I also don't do a lot of vegetables in my juices. I tend to like stick with just fruits only. The only vegetables that I typically juice are beets, some leafy greens like dandelion. Sometimes I'll do like watercress or cilantro or parsley when I'm making like heavy metal detox juices. But outside of that, I really don't juice vegetables and mix them with fruits. I tend to keep them separated. My body in particular is just very sensitive to raw vegetables. I don't really do good with raw vegetables, and this is really straight fiber, and this is not even water soluble fiber. This is like straight fiber that does not this is just going to add bulk. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, but you have water soluble fiber and then non-water soluble fiber. Non-water soluble fiber is literally the cellulose in plants, which is this stuff that you guys are looking at right now. Like, this is the cellulose. This is a type of carbohydrate, but it is resistant to our digestive system. So that means that we don't contain enzymes in our stomach to break this stuff down. So even if I was to consume this, I'm not going to be able to digest it. So it's literally just going to add bulk to my stool. So it's pointless to just sit around and eat a bunch of this stuff. You would get a better result out of just eating straight fruit, because the fruit itself has water soluble fiber in it, and the water soluble fiber not only has the hydration factor in it, but it also can absorb water, which can help bulking it up, cleanse the intestinal tract, and it can be digested to help feed the beneficial microflora in your stomach. So that's why I'm always like promoting the consumption of eating lots of fruit over gorging on vegetables. Like, it's backwards. We've always been told, eat your veggies, eat your veggies, eat your veggies, but the fruit is the most healing food, and it's the most natural food for us as humans to consume. So for real, my goal at some point is I would love to be 90% fruitarian. That's pretty much where I would like to be. 90% fruitarian, where most of my calories and food intake comes straight from my fruit. So this is filled to the tippy top. And this is all of my green apple juice and lemons. And it hasn't turned brown because, remember, I told you the trick. Add lemon juice first before you start juicing apples, and that will help stop it from oxidizing and turning brown. I'm just straining it right now, but I need a spoon. Me too, fruitarian, yes. Fruitarian, definitely, for sure. That's my goal. But it's challenging, especially when you're a good cook and you like to cook in general. It's a challenge, you know, trying to pull yourself back from doing that. But, you know, we all got to elevate at some point. So my elevation looks like this: more fruits over cooked food. Like I said, I don't do good with vegetables. So even if I were to transition to a raw vegan diet, again, my raw vegan diet would be mainly fruitarian with some salads here and there, or maybe some raw soups. But you will never catch me sitting around just chomping on celery and stuff like that, or just eating a bunch of raw carrots and raw broccoli and raw coleslaw, but raw cabbage and stuff. Like, man, that will have me towed up. Those cruciferous vegetables are no joke. We are not designed to digest stuff like that. That's why you get gas and you have stomach pains when you try to eat too much of that stuff. Even when it's cooked, it still bothers me. That's why I can't tolerate it that much. Like, if I eat, like, I just had cabbage, I want to say, like I'm gonna be honest, I had cabbage like 3 days in a row this week. And it made me constipated. Like, I can't tolerate it. I naturally eat mostly fruit in the summer. Yeah, it's actually very easy to eat lots of fruits in the spring and the summer because it's heat. The heat really makes it simple for us and enjoyable. But I was just talking earlier, when it gets cold, eating fruit can kind of be a little bit unappealing because it's already cold. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour all this apple juice in here. So I'm going to pour some more. I need to taste it first because I need to make sure there's enough lemon in it. Yeah, there's enough. I'm going to add, it's not super sweet either, which is the difference with using green apples over the red apples. But I'm going to go ahead and add some of my dandelion juice. So I got 1 tablespoon, 2, 3, 4, I'm going to do 6, 5, and 6. Shake it up and see. That's why a cow's stomach is set up this way. Exactly, that's why cows have, 4 or 5 stomachs? Because it takes a lot to digest leafy vegetation. We don't have 5 stomachs. We don't have compartments. We don't have things to help us do all of that. It's perfect. But I don't know why I want to add more dandelion. Okay, I'm going to add some more dandelion. How long can your juice sit in the fridge? I personally don't let my juices sit too long because I drink them literally like that fast. But I would say that when you're using a cold pressed juicer like this is a centrifugal style cold pressed juicer, that they should be able to last about 2 to 3 days, as long as you keep them sealed. But after that, you would probably want to start drinking them. Like, you don't want them to sit there too long. And even, you'll find this true for most grocery stores that sell freshly pressed juices. Like, we have a couple juiceries here in Cincinnati. Their juices only stay on the shelf for like 4 or 5 days. For this. Or did I use it for my other jar? I think I did. Alright, what other juice am I going to make? Let me get rid of all this pulp. I do have some, I'm going to look at my beets and see what my beets look like. Because, oh no, I got that, I still got some cucumber and some pineapple that I need to juice. That I forgot about. Because I'm not throwing it out. So we're about to rock out with that. And I don't care if my juicer still has remains of apples and dandelion in it. I don't care. But if I were like trying to make juices for someone else, I would most certainly clean my equipment first before I started another juice blend. But because this is for me, I don't care. So I'm about to get rid of this cucumber and this pineapple that I've been holding on. It look a little dried up. I don't care if we go. I'm gonna still juice it. This is what I juiced the last time I went live this week, and I forgot about it. It's still juicy on the inside, but I got some pineapple and some cucumber and some apple. You didn't save my food, did you? Oh, it's still a little soup left. But you didn't reach out. That's why I don't be paying you no attention. I just be like, okay. But I've been smashing that soup. I just had some earlier today. I was supposed to be on a soup diet, and I wasn't supposed to be eating anything else, but then someone invited me out yesterday, and I had a veggie sandwich and some chips. And I was like, God damn it. And it just went to hell from there. So I'm like, go ahead and juice, use your fruits. I really want some. Okay, it's here. It's gonna be gone though, so you keep letting days go by and it's gonna be gone. And you also need to crack open that juicer if you have. I remember you told me that you haven't started juicing yet. So Makita, if you're still watching, so I'm juicing pineapple right now. You were talking about pineapple earlier. Remember I told you the method is do your pineapple first and then start with a harder fruit or vegetable at the end. I got some cucumber, so this is a little harder than the pineapple, so that's going to help like push some of that pineapple out. And then I'm going to run it by an apple towards the end. I got 2 apples and a lime. I'm going to actually put my lime in there before my apples. I've been juicing some watermelon. I just work, Kelly. Can you bring it to me? I don't like you that much. Sorry, y'all. My phone tripping is trying to cut me off. I don't know what part of town you work in, but you would have to let me know. And I think about it. Don't be hyping your head up. But alright, so I'm gonna put my lime in here now because this is soft and kind of squishy, so I need that to come on through first before I finish with my apples. Let's see why my apples look like this. These are already washed, but I'm gonna wash them again because I don't like the way they look. Like, I just have so much fruit, and I was about to buy a bunch of fruit yesterday, and I was like, don't you buy near another piece of fruit until you deal with all the stuff you got at home. Alright, so I'm gonna juice a bunch of oh damn, I still got a whole nother pineapple in there. I forgot about that too. I'm gonna just eat that. I'm not about to juice all that. Alright, so I just put, I got more cucumber. So this one is called the Evergreen. I showed you guys how to make this one earlier this week. This is also another one of the recipes in the detox guide. So for all y'all who be talking about y'all want to detox, this is how. You have to use the fruits to hydrate your lymphatic system and to flush toxins out of your body. That's the only way that that's going to happen. The biggest mistake and myth that we've been told is that the herbs detox you, and they do not. Herbs help to stimulate your organs and other things of that nature. They also have minerals, but it's the food and what you are eating or what you are not eating that affects how your body purges and detoxes and cleanses itself. So that's the trick. Eat your fruits. I say this like 3,000 times a day. Okay, this was a sloppy cut. I'm almost done with this blend. This is actually like one of my favorite blends. Any questions? Or do y'all just like watching me juice, apparently? Oh, so I got something that I'm going to throw out there that I'm thinking about doing. So I'm thinking about having a kickback, even though I don't really care about Thanksgiving, but I've been thinking about hosting a little kickback for Thanksgiving, where we cook, we eat, we chill in a private location. Would y'all be interested in participating in something like that? If you're vegan, balsamic vinegar and cucumber is the shit. You have to try, so try this. Try cucumber, onion, and cilantro with lime juice. That is the bomb. And you can even put some avocado pieces in there. But I got a few people who are waiting for me to host like an event like that so that they can travel up here. And I'm like, maybe I'll have a kickback and we can just all come through, kick it, chill, eat, talk, whatever. Thinking about doing that. Alright. So this juice is done. Where's There's my strainer. Alright, so I'm about to strain this juice. So when you're juicing, like some of the essential equipment that you need, like you need to get a strainer. You have to have a good strainer. Most juicers come with a strainer, but they're not that good. Like you need a fine strainer to help you get all the pulp out of your juice. Otherwise, your juice is going to have a lot of little pieces in it. And that also decreases the shelf life of your juice if you're going to try and juice for a few days ahead of time. The more pulp you have in your juice, the easier it will go bad. Or the quicker it'll go bad. Just something to think about. What day? I don't know yet. I'm just thinking. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I'm just like, I don't know. But I've been making so many good connections, and I just connected with a chef, and he's been working on my recipes, and I'm just like, that would be super dope. I had somebody who could help me cook, and it'd just be dope. Or we could all cook together. I don't know. But I just want to have a big old vegan function with people I like, and we just chill. Alright. I know that this might, how many ounces? I don't know, this is like exactly 16. Uh-oh. That's gonna look clean. 16 ounces. So far I have a 32 ounce of iron tonic. This is a 16 ounce of the evergreen. Just gonna fill this up. This is so good. This is popping, like super popping. All right, let me put this one in the fridge. Greetings to those of you who have just joined. I'm just juicing. Alright, I got one more blend. Let me look at my beets and see what these look like before I throw them in the garbage. I might be able to do something with these. Let me see something. So like if you've never had beets before, I would say challenge yourself to try them. Because I don't want to sell juices right now. Like I'm really getting to a point where I don't even want to do food prep at all for nobody. And it's nothing personal. It's just a lot of work. Catch me in a couple weeks and see how I feel about it. But I've done this before. You bought juices before, you know. It's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. And that day that I did them juices and y'all got some, like I was up all night doing that. Ooh, my cutting board is about to be red. That's the only thing when you're working with beets, they will stain everything. To certain people. I should sell them to certain people. Okay, so that means to you. That's what that means. So I'm gonna have to, well, not bleach, but I use peroxide on my wooden cutting board that helps keep it sanitized, and then it also helps get rid of stains. If I haven't told y'all about hydrogen peroxide, just know that that is one of my secrets for everything. Hydrogen peroxide. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. Sell them to you. You have a juicer. You could just make it yourself. I don't understand. Oh, right. All right, last juice. Actually, no, this one, will this be my last juice? I don't know. I still got all this dandelion. Oh, I'm going to make some lemonade with this dandelion. That's what I'm going to do. I forgot about that. I got to use up all this dandelion juice. Even though this will last for several days in my fridge. And I just add a couple tablespoons to whatever I'm creating. That needs to be rinsed out. Why you want mine? Damn it, and you got the recipes. Let's talk about that though. You got the recipes. You have the detox guide. You have every single recipe. Not just one of them. You have all of them. This is exactly why I don't want to cook. Because y'all be taking advantage of that shit. And I'm sick of y'all. Y'all have all the recipes and then be like, but I don't want to cook. Can you cook it? I got the recipe, but I don't want to juice it. Can you juice it? No, I cannot. Alright, so I'm cleaning out my juicer because it's very pulpy. After doing all them apples and stuff, it's like applesauce in here. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. I use them too, but I want you. It's the same thing, Daddy. Alright, I was going to show y'all without making a mess. But like, this is the pulpy stuff. I'm going to do it over this. But this is like literally like applesauce. It smells really good because it's apples. This juicer can also make like frozen like sorbet and stuff like that. Because it has different like attachments that let you do different things. So you can use frozen fruit with this. But yeah, this is a slow juicer. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This is what this little thing right here chews the fruits and vegetables and extracts or squeezes the juice out of them. And then it flows out. The other style, like I said, it spins like a blender. It has blades in it. And it like chops the food up. And that's how it extracts the juices out. So that's the difference between the two types of juicers. Time is it 2:30? Alright, we about to do a beet juice. We're gonna do a beet juice. I'm gonna use these little beets I got. Got one in here already. Beets are so pretty. The color is so pretty. I'm gonna have to use this cutting board with this because I don't have time to stain everything. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm doing. I'm gonna move this real quick. Alright, so I'm about to chop up this beet. I'm cutting all the skins off of it because that's how I like to juice them. I don't like juicing the skins on these because these are root vegetables, meaning that they've been underground. So the skins are covered with dirt. So I cut all that off. And once that's out, then you're left with this vibrant color and it stains everything. So make sure you're wearing something that you don't care about destroying. When you have beets, beets have a super earthy taste, pretty much like dirt. But when they are balanced with the right flavors, they taste amazing. And it took someone to force me to try it in order to turn me into a believer. Because I would never try it. Today I'm going to use some apples with mine since that's what I got to make it sweet. Okay. I'm going to do about 5 apples. Actually, I'm gonna do all these apples. I didn't realize I had all these damn apples. I'm about to come off of here so I can finish doing my thing. I'm gonna let y'all see this last juice and I'm gonna come off. Y'all done got bored with me. Carissa. Hi Carissa, greetings. Where's my apple core? Alright, so this is the last juice that I'm gonna do. This is gonna be like an apple and beet. I might throw some lime in this since I got tons of limes. That helps to pop flavors. I love putting citrus in my juices. It's one of the most astringent cleansers anyway, so I like to keep that in there. But I've made 3 juices so far. You guys have watched me make 3 juices. So I'm wrapping it up. This will be the last one. I did an iron tonic. I did some plain dandelion juice. And this is going to be a beet juice. I'm just throwing some combos together to use up fruits and vegetables that I have lying around in my kitchen. Or in my refrigerator, I should say. So that they don't go bad. Because that is something that if you don't keep up with the stuff you buy, it's very easy to let fruits and vegetables go bad. Because they don't last long because they're fresh. So you have to eat them right away. My memory on my phone is full. So whoever is trying to text me right now, your message will come through. I need to handle that. I need to delete some stuff off of my phone apparently. YouTube and already tried, I mean not YouTube, but Facebook has already tried to cut my video off because of the memory. So I guess I'll spend the rest of the day, well not the rest of the day, but a couple hours at least, cleaning up my phone and deleting stuff. Because it's full. Alright, last apple. Alright, this should be, oh I didn't mean to throw that in the trash. My hands is moving too fast. Oh well. Alright. Let's get to juicing. Alright. So I'm going to just start dropping my apples in there. I really should put some lime in here. Where's my plunger? This apple juice will turn brown on you. If you don't, a dark brown I would say, because it comes out like a tan color. Let me go get some limes to stop it from doing that before it starts oxidizing. So I got 3 limes. I'm going to go ahead and slice these up and throw those in here. Juicing really doesn't take a long time for real. If you could like just dedicate maybe like an hour of your day to make you several juices, then you'll be able to drink off of these for, you know, a few days, depending on how much you're drinking. I will have like half a gallon, a little over half a gallon of juices by the time I'm done with this. And I did this all in like 45 minutes or less. I don't know how long I've been on here. Not that long. Alright, so I got my citrus in there that'll help keep my apples from turning brown. So remember I told you guys, anytime that you're juicing apples, make sure you put some type of lemon or lime juice in there first so that keeps your apples from going bad. I mean, not bad, but it helps keep them from oxidizing so that it doesn't turn brown while you're juicing. Pulpy in here. All right, here goes a beet. Too much beet and it's going to taste like dirt. So I might only just do one beet. The color is so magnificent. And I still got tons of apples to make it through this juicer. Another piece of beet, and I think that's going to do me for this recipe. It's getting really pulpy in there, but I'm not stopping. I don't feel like cleaning this thing and scraping it out, so I'm just going to rough through it. I might put this other beet in here. I might just get it out the way so I don't have to waste produce. But it's gonna make this really earthy, I know. Apples work with me. Alright, we're almost finished. So I'm ready to go ahead and clean my little mess up and enjoy one of my juices. Any of you guys have any questions about juicing or what I am juicing? Alright, last couple of pieces. This is a big piece of beet. Will this fit in here? I'll make it. There we go. Trying to finish up with a hard piece to make sure that everything makes it through. Last piece. This is another piece of beet. This is going to be super earthy, I know. Alright, and we're done. I'm going to let that keep processing. I'm going to clean up my scraps. That lime smells so good. Alright. right, let's go ahead and pour our juice. Alright, this one's done. Alright, let's strain it. So this one has a lot of pulp in it from that apple. The apple was really mushy. Oh yeah, it's a ton of pulp in here, not good. Alright, so I'm just straining this out. This looked like it was going to be a ton of juice. But most of it is a lot of pulp. So I have to strain this out. And this jar is definitely going to be too big for it. It's too big. Let me get a smaller one. We'll use this. And I am going to finish straining this. I mean, if I really cared, I could eat this like a applesauce. That's what it really looks like. It looks like applesauce. There's a lot of pulp. Usually my juicer does a better job than this, but it needed to be cleaned out. It was too pulpy when it was going in, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. Let me see what this tastes like though. It's very beety. Beet applesauce. And it's tart from the lime juice, but I'm gonna eat it because I don't want to waste it. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this right on in here. That'll be a snack. So that's that. Now, let's pour the juice in here. Let me taste it. Well, I should have put some ginger in here. This is good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a lid. This ain't the right cup. Lid for this. Alright, last juice. So I've done 4 juices with y'all. We did a straight dandelion juice, the dandelion tonic, I did the evergreen, and I just finished up a beet juice. So I'm about to wrap things up. Thanks for tuning in with me, you guys. I will see you on the next video. I gotta go though. Peace and love.